So it's 6 AM on a Saturday in November, which means we're going on an adventure. Today and for the next 2 days, the plan is to try and paddle source to sea on the River Tamar, which is the border between Devon and Cornwall in the UK. The river crosses the whole of the southwest peninsula. It's about 98 kilometers long. We're going to start paddling right at the top as soon as it's deep enough to be able to paddle, and come out all the way down to Plymouth in the southwest of the UK on the south coast, where it joins the sea. We've been wanting to do this adventure for many years. It's been looked at and scoped out for probably about 5 years now, so I'm super excited to finally get on the road and start this trip. We've been looking at it on Google Earth, where the river crosses roads, on Street View, things like that, and we've done a couple of trips to scope out the water levels, and understand what we're going to be able to do and how much paddling we're really going to be able to do and how much walking we're going to be able to do. It's an amazing river valley. We can't wait to get going. It's going to involve a lot of car and van logistics, but we're going to take you along for the ride. So I'm just at a place called Rach Bridge, which is about halfway down the river. I've just checked the levels, check the flow. We won't actually be paddling this section until tomorrow, but it's good to get a visual eyeball on what's going on the river, as many points as you can, just for a bit of safety really, because this time of year lots of water goes into the rivers and they swell, and they can get a lot different to when you've previously seen them. So yeah, we're at the finished location of day one. Just checking it out, packing up the vans, moved to do some van logistics. Not a lot of water, but we didn't expect there to be a lot. We've got, I think, about a 16-kilometre day today, which we think is going to be mainly bashing through bushes. So that's the Tamar, and this is where we're finishing day one. So looks a bit better on this side, but not a massive amount of water. So we are at the start point, day one. Very small river, we'll see what happens. I'm already stuck. I mean, I think we're walking down this river. Woo!
Drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while.
Oh my word. I think we drag through there, and then I think the lake is just the other side of those trees. You can see it there. Yeah, paddle down the Tamar. Love it.
I wish you all.
Yeah, left hand side of the dam, and then it kind of disappears into trees again. There's a little weir. I think it's going to get a bit tough again. 500 metres in 20 minutes. So we're about a kilometre in, if that really. We've probably done more walking than we have paddling. We've just paddled across the lake, now back into the river. It's a bonus.
You
So a lot of this can't really stand up at the moment. Still nice though, we've got a nice bit of flow, a few obstacles to deal with.
Then I stop myself for a while.
So I think we're about 3k in. It's challenging. Wish I'd bought some gloves though, because my hands are getting a bit ripped up on the brambles. But yeah, I think we're making pretty good progress. We've got to do about 16k today, and I think we've already done 3. So yeah, for this bit of the trip, we're actually finding it a bit more manageable and safer to not have our leashes on. That's just getting in the way and you're getting caught around your legs. So we just take the leashes off. It's probably never deeper than knee deep at the moment. And progress is slow, but better than we expected. I just stood up in a tree. So we're about 7.5k in. It's tough going actually. The river is wiggling all over the place. There's a lot of debris in the water and stuff. Lots of lying down, very little standing up. But good fun, bit of a challenge. Quite a long way to go still. When we've just looked at the map, we stopped for some food and we looked at the map and it's a bit depressing. Anyway, let's get on it. So yeah, it's still pretty tough. I'm glad I got a dry suit on because we're in the water a lot. But hopefully the river is going to start widening out a bit now, so we'll make a bit more progress. Don't hit your head. The river's starting to open up a little bit now. This is actually pretty deep compared to some of the stuff we've been in. We can do a bit of standing up now and again, and there's lots of flow, so progress is moved from like half an hour kilometres to I think about 20-minute kilometres now, so yeah, it's good. Progress is fun. Did the last kilometre in 16 minutes, so definitely you're speeding up now. Just pretty relentless with up, down on your knees, up, down on your knees, ducking under stuff. So we're not tired from paddling, we're tired from doing push-ups. Just keep bashing through. I think we maybe miscalculated the distance on this section. So we've been focusing on 16, we think we've actually got a bit further. So now we've got a bit of a race against the clock. So there's no way we can paddle this in the dark. So we've got about 2 hours until we've got to be at the end point. We've got about 45 minutes of light, I think, maybe an hour. We're making pretty good progress now. We think we might just get to where we need to, where the vans are. Everyone's a bit tired, cold and hungry now. Oh. Not a lot of light in the valley for the river. I'm not really sure how far we've got to go, to be honest. Yes, we're going to just see how far we can get, and if we have to get rid of the river, get out of the river and walk, we will. It's pretty much dark now. I think we have got maybe a kilometre or so to go, so we're just taking it easy under the trees until we get to the end. You can't see anything. No. So we're walking. The whole thing though is a lot more of a bigger challenge than I think I thought now. Yeah, it's much bigger. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be, because I can get up early and just keep paddling. Keep going, paddle, more paddling. Yeah. So we finished day one. We've been looking a lot at the route, trying to figure out what we've got to do. We've got a big day tomorrow. We've got some access issues where we want to stop. We're not quite sure where we can get in and out. But yeah, it's going to be good. Feeling completely broken, but it was a fun day. See you tomorrow. Whoa, 6 a.m. It's gonna be a tough day. 8 hours of paddling yesterday has really taken its toll. My knees are killing. Getting up and down to duck under all the trees. Get some food in us and get going by first light. So morning of day two, we've just found our abandoned paddle boards, checking out the river, warming up, getting ready to go in. So today we've got a long day, we think about 50k down the river, ending in a place called Gunners Lake, and then we've got the massive task of trying to figure out how we get picked up there. So we've got some standby logistics for that, but access to the river there is quite tricky, so there's not many options. But yeah, here's the river. So day one has started okay so far. Lots of flow on the river, a few obstacles, makes it quite tricky because you've got to get out for a lot of the obstacles because the flow is too much. Did I do that? Yeah, it's lush. Portage love. Oh. Day two, there's a lot more apprehension. The river level is a little bit higher. That just means that, yeah, we've just got to be really careful because we know that we're going into some white water. It also makes the obstacles, which were pretty easy to get through yesterday, you know, challenging but possible, a lot harder because the water level is just that little bit higher, which means you can't get under branches and stuff. So we've been doing a lot more portage, but we'll get there. Just keep cracking on. So I think there's a real doubt actually now that whether we're going to be able to do this and complete this in the 3 days. progress today has been a lot slower than we had hoped, and I think to get to the end at the Hamos is going to be a real struggle. We're going to have to work really, really hard today to make it possible, I think. But if there wasn't that doubt, then it wouldn't be a hard challenge. And there we are, 2 hours into day 2, and we get to day 1 end. So progress is much better now. We're just about to pass Launceston, which is a big town in the middle of the Devon and Cornwall peninsula. This is Poleston Bridge up front here. Progress has been much better. The river's really widened out. We're doing up to 7k an hour now. But yeah, we've still got a lot to do. We're about 25k in, and we've got 50k to do today, and we've got about four and a half hours of light. So we're well into the afternoon now. We've made really good progress, just hit 40k for the day, and we're now thinking that we probably will be able to make Gunness Lake, which is where we're stopping. That's where the moving water finishes, because there's a big weir there. So we've got quite a lot on to keep smashing through down the river, coming to a spot called Horse Bridge, which is the last exit point, and then there's a good 10k section until Gunness Lake. So when we get to Horse Bridge, we have to make a decision about whether we're going to go on or not. If we go on, we will get to where we wanted to. If we don't, we'll have to do some moving water work tomorrow. But it's really good fun, and the scenery is stunning. So that's it for day 2. Just over 50 kilometres of paddling down the river. We've just got to Gunness Lake and we're waiting for our ride. We've got a good few hours of vehicle logistics now to retrieve all the vehicles that we've left scattered around Devon and Cornwall. But that was a really nice paddle. First ultra distance paddle in a day for me. So yeah, pretty cool. We're going to eat well and sleep well tonight. It's 6 AM again. Just got up from the finish point where we finished last night. Had a really good dinner last night actually, refueled a bit. But we've now got an hour's drive down to the finish point for day 3 and back up to the start point. So we've got to leave a van at the end so we can get up and collect all the vehicles at the end so everyone can go back home and recover. So we are going to get that done. It is very early and I'm feeling it. Not only is my back and my shoulders sore from the regular paddling, but my knees are killing from all of the dropping down onto my knees yesterday with the and the day before on the whitewater boards. So anyway, we'll catch up with you later and tell you how we're getting on. So we're about to set off on day 3. Today we've got rid of all the inflatable boards. We're going on race boards, so mixture of inflatables and hard boards. We've got a little bit of moving water to do before we get to a weir. We've got to try and portage the weir, and then we're onto the tidal part of the river, which is about 25k straight down, finishing at the Liner, which is another river that joins it, which is the official end of the Tamar. So yeah, it's going to be a very different paddling experience today and we're looking forward to it. Morning. We're about 11.5 kilometres in, so very fast progress on pointy boards today. Just having a little pee break and snack break here at Cotelli Quay. Nice to have some facilities. Thank you to the National Trust. So we're about 16k into our day now. It's a grey day, but it's beautifully calm and a really nice paddle actually. So yeah, we've got a few more wiggles to do and then the home straight. Yeah, averaging around 8 to 9 kilometres an hour on these boards. We've got a little bit of tide pushing us out because we planned this whole weekend around the tide for this day's paddle. We're just into our final kilometre now. We've just come underneath the Tamar Bridge, pretty iconic bridge down here in the southwest of the UK, and the official end of the Tamar River is where the liner joins it and it becomes the Hamouse, and it's just over there. So yeah, just a little bit more. It's been a pretty epic little trip actually. Today's been a really nice paddle. 3 hours, 26k. It's been a long time coming, this trip. About 5 years ago I originally came up with the idea for this, and then today it looks like we're going to do it. Bit of a letdown the finish, isn't it?
There's no ribbon,
yeah.
There's no klaxon.
Yeah, where's the finishing flag?
Yeah.
Oh, what's the total distance then? 102. So just a short paddle back to the car now. So there it is. Tamar descent done. 102 kilometres over 3 days. Well, 2.5 days really. A lot of pork pies, a lot of squishies, a lot of Jaffa cakes, and 3 happy paddlers. Bit of a grey day today in Saltash, but everyone's super happy to have finished what we think could be the first ever complete descent of the Tamar River. Hello. Bit of a message to anybody thinking about doing a challenge like this. Anybody can do this type of thing, but you do need to be aware of the hazards and the risks of doing such a trip. On moving water, there are a lot of. Moving water is often way more dangerous and challenging than you expect, and you need to firstly make sure you have all the correct safety gear, but also have really quite good paddle and board skills to negotiate some of the bits of water and the obstacles that we had to get through. So if you are thinking of doing a trip like this, make sure you've got the right skills on the water and you are aware of the risks that are involved, and then you can have some great adventures and feel as tired as I do right now. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on another SUP Boarder video real soon.